guys, welcome back to another video. 13th of July, this one. So let's check out what Bitcoin's doing. So the squiggly lines are the ones that I had on the chart from the last video. Obviously didn't break upwards, so we can get rid of that line. So no break and retest entry there. Now there was on the downward, so it broke down, came back up as the squiggly line said it would, and then we were looking for a short. You could have played the bounce back up to the line. It went a little higher though, so if you hit on the first bounce, you might have got stopped out. I didn't take this one personally. This was over the weekend, so I didn't really do anything with it. But you know, you could have got in here, because there is definitely you know, like a support and resistance sort of area in here and back down. Risky trade though, to be honest. This is definitely something that an intraday guy would do. This is not really my style. You can see here's the level, bouncing around. So it looked like it was going to come up and then zoom off, but it didn't. It broke down. We're still stuck in this pattern though. So this was the original line, and then this line here is just parallel to this one level down. So it's sort of it's still bouncing around. If we get down below here, it's gonna start falling back down to, you know, the 20s, I would say. It's bounced off here at the moment. We want to make sure that we stay above here. As long as we stay above here, we should grind ourselves up over time. We lose the 32 level. Yeah, not great. It's toast. So now Ethereum is pretty much still the same. So this line I've had in for ages, but you know, I was calling for it to go short here. It's only started going down the last couple of days. So even if you shorted early, when I said the first time, your stop should have been above this support resistance area here. So you might have been okay depending on how tight you had it. But here was the definite kicker. So that you've got, I put a post up in the Facebook group talking about it, but there was lots of confluence to go short. So, you know, here's the 618 and 50% retrace area. You've got the RSI is flat, but the oscillators were all very high. You had support resistance retest, you got the trend line retest, you got the candle shape itself, which is a high test candle, and then you've got, it was actually creating an SFP pattern. So it took out the high of this wick and then came back down, trapped in a whole bunch of people going long. So price has dumped. It's not looking great. So big bearish candle, sideways, another big bearish candle, and then another doji. So more indecision. There's nothing bullish about this chart in my opinion. This area down here is the 2018 all-time high. So I'm still expecting it to keep going down. Like, there's no capitulation wicks, its volume's low, it's just doing a whole bunch of nothing. You got EIP 1559 coming up. I'm not sure that that's actually going to do anything. Like, it starts, I think it goes live at the first week of August, pretty sure. Once it goes live, you know, there's going to be a whole bunch of ETH that gets burnt apparently, but if nobody's using the chain, then there's no tokens to be burnt. The gas itself is quite cheap right now as well. Yeah, so I mean, it's still a good thing to have. The ETH burning will be good. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to have the impact that what it was meant to have originally. There's another area, another line, support resistance line here. So this is about 2K. So it could bounce here and come back up maybe, but the key thing is that you want to get above this orange trend line, and it's not. And until it does, it's not good news for Ethereum. You know, we could crab sideways forever. Yeah. who knows? Let's talk about something more positive, eh? Let's talk about Axie Infinity, because this thing is absolutely mooned. So in the last video I said don't buy here because it would be silly. It is at resistance. Wait for the pullback and then get in. So on the higher time frame, the pullback didn't happen until the 9th of July. So that was here. Nice wick down. You'll probably push that up there. So here's the top of this wick, and it touched it. It's right in this order block as well. Came all the way back, perfect retest, and then just zoomed off. If you were an intraday trader, so it was around here. So this is where the line was originally. So it came up, came back, bounced up, and then retested again, and then took off. So let's go to the 15-minute. So this is the top, came back down. A head and shoulders was there, so it looked short, but then it got invalidated. An invalidated head and shoulders is really bullish. So zoomed off, came back, retest, and then zoomed off again. So that was the intraday break and retest. But if you aren't a day trader, or you have other things that you need to do in your life and you can't watch the charts all day, the 4 hours where you had your entry, a few days later, 2 days later, it came up. Now we seem to be at $19, and it's trying to break it. Potentially an ascending triangle, maybe. Do not know yet. Bit too early to call that one. But again, what you can do is just wait for it to break up, and then and do that and enter here. The market on Axie Infinity is really hot now, though. So the prices of everything have exploded. The Axies themselves are really expensive now. Like even only down here, like in last month, the prices of some of these things have tripled. Of the in-game characters, that is, they've tripled. The price of the SLP token, which is the token that you get by playing the game, in the last couple of days has really exploded as well. So it's hit this resistance level and just like kept going. So now people in the poorer countries are earning 33 cents. Maybe like you get 1 or 2 tokens in the early game, and like the really hardcore players might get 5, 6, 10 plus, depending on what level you are in the game. So it's really good money, and it's coming up to a point now where, like here, we're talking about all-time high levels on this chart anyway, Binance. Like if it breaks above 36, it's just going to launch. So keep that on your watch list as well. And make sure you're checking, the sales data. You can check it like in DeFi Llama and all these other aggregator sites that tell you the on-chain activity for Axie Infinity, how many players, how many sales. Like it's topping the sales charts constantly every day. So there's lots of players playing. And in order to get these Axies, you need AXS token in order to buy them. You need SLP token in order to breed them if you want to breed. So this could get interesting. As far as alts in general concerned, I'm actually okay with this because it's up and then sideways. So we haven't. It kind of looks like it wants to like do a curve thing like that, but it hasn't done it yet. It's just holding its own, so that's good. If we start losing these levels, then it's all toast. I mean, if ETH really tanks, then this will go with it. The mid perp and the DeFi perp and the shit perp, so they're all looking the same. So they're all quite correlated. Aave is probably looking the healthiest. It shot up and it's just gone sideways. There hasn't been any sense that it wants to go back down, which is good. Although, you know, the trading volume is quite low. The trading volume is low everywhere. So it's hard to say definitively what people are thinking. I think, you know, everybody's just on the sidelines waiting. Sort of looks like an inverse head and shoulders if you really want to squint hard, if you've got like a super bullish bias. But for me, I'm just got to wait and see type thing. What's SBTC doing? So SBTC is back to another level. So that could take off. You could see ETH bounce here in correlation with that. Solana versus Ethereum has hit this trend line still, after I mentioned it before. So we're still in this ascending triangle. Each time it's hit this line, it's just bounced and bounced and bounced. So it's still continuing to bounce, which is good. It's healthy. Solana itself on the USD chart hasn't had a lower low yet still. So that is also good. This is Curve, which is one of the major reward tokens that you get if you provide stablecoin liquidity in yield farms, which is all the rage at the moment because people have moved to the safety of stables, but then they also want to earn yield on it. So, you know, the price of Curve is maintaining, you know, $1.50-ish sort of price. If that starts to tank as well, then everybody's yields start to tank. Same with Matic, especially on the Polygon chain, because that is a reward token. So we broke out of the descending triangle type pattern here, thinking or hoping for it to come up and go like this, but it hasn't. It's just followed the rest of the market. It's sort of just going down, 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 down. So could put in another. See, there's like a big order block area here. So here's the last swing high before it pumped. So you start falling below 90 cents, then yeah, it could be game over for Matic. Although the just the trading volumes just dried up. It's just down, down, down. So yeah, so not really a lot of good stuff to share with you. The only shining light is really the NFT space and the gaming NFT space. So Axie Infinity has really shined the light back on that area. And, you know, this is one of the few that actually has a use case outside its original use case. You know, so people are actually using this now in real life to earn money to put food on the table, like in the Philippines, right? So I'm sure that may have been the vision for some of these projects, but you know, to actually see it now happening in real life is amazing. So you know, that Delphi Digital report that came out really sparked this run and brought it to everyone's attention, and then everybody started researching it and posting stuff about it on Twitter, so the word is spreading. So let's hope that some of these other games do the same thing. So keep an eye on the space. It's definitely the one. It's the hot one right now. There's a couple of other games launching soon, I think. There's one on Solana too, called Star Atlas. That's a bit of a ways off yet, but they're definitely making progress. So if you're a Solana fan, that'd be the one to watch. All right, yep, that's it for me for this one. I'll talk to you guys soon.